The mission in Afghanistan could not be completed if there wasn't great communication between coalition forces and the Afghans. That is the job of an Afghan linguist or interpreter. Not only is the job important, it's also very dangerous.
I put my life at risk to help by working with the U.S. Armed Forces to help my people and my country.
Afghan interpreters and their families are frequently targeted during insurgent attacks, which makes most avoid the camera. But that's not the case for Ranger Eric. That's not his real name, of course, but it's the name he's gone by for many years to protect his identity.
When first started working with the Americans, they asked me that you have to pick a name because we can't call you by your real name, because when we go to a village, so if we call you by your real name, they would recognize you. So I picked Eric.
He went from Eric to Ranger Eric in 2010 after being wounded in a firefight and then managing to save a U.S. soldier.
Their tactic was to get rid of the linguists first so they can have communication with their Afghan partners. So on that firefight, I was their target and I was hit by the 40 mag grenade in my chest, but I was lucky. It didn't blow up, didn't detonate. Later on, there was a U.S. soldier who was shot in his leg, and so everybody started popping out from two sides, and I was not armed, so the only thing I could do was help the guy to LZ.
After getting the wounded soldier to safety, Ranger Eric was urged by service members to seek immediate medical attention, but he declined because he felt the mission was far too important.
I saw that there was the Afghan partners with them. I said I refused to go to the medevac for the treatment because I thought that if I leave these guys here alone with no linguists, so there would be no communication between them and the Afghans, so I refused to go for the treatment.
Eric said he's seen significant changes in his country since the U.S. and Afghan forces ousted the Taliban. And that alone, he said, makes the danger of his job worthwhile.
I told my family, that if I get killed, you don't have to complain, because what I have done by working with the U.S. Armed Forces, I will be never regret.
Eric said what he hopes to get out of all this in the end is a safer and more peaceful Afghanistan for his family, friends, and countrymen. Airman First Class Kellen Carr, Kunduz Province, Afghanistan.